back.
Finally.
Yes, Lexi. Where's that?
If they fail, the
Here it
Nexus
is.
starves. No pressure, right?
So everything we do now relies on civilians planting vegetables.
Yeah, how's that our job? It doesn't feel like it's our job. Also, welcome back, everybody, to me playing this game. No face cam for a while. I worked out some bugs. I still have some editing to do. It's like I said, it's a test episode. So we're gonna look into more how it affects our videos. Because one thing I noticed immediately is processing time went way up. I'm on my way up. This is what I wanted. Give it to me. Any cool armor stuff? No. Garbaggio. Oh, strike team. I bet there's some people that gotta come back. Failures. Failures. These guys did okay. Failures. All of you failures. Complete and absolute failures. Hey, Lexi, what's up? Oh, too close.
So we have a stowaway.
You mean PB?
She's decided to set up...
She's not really a stowaway if she's just on the ship.
You don't need a psychologist to tell you that one's got commitment issues.
What to do? Oh, what's up with these memory fragments?
I need to talk to you about something private.
Of course. That's what I'm here for.
When Dad died, he blocked off parts of Sam's memory, things he didn't want me to see.
Or he thought
that
you
one
weren't
sex tape
ready
he made
for.
with Mom.
Maybe. I found this trigger. It unlocked
Now I'm
a
triggered.
memory fragment of Dad on the Citadel, from when the Alliance rejected his ideas about AI, and he found out.
Why are we talking to
Miles'
Lexi about
was
this?
terminal.
Why do you think your father chose this specific memory?
It was important.
It was where his journey to Andromeda really began.
Those events started your family down a new path.
Yeah.
You saw his textures loaded?
Thanks, Lexi. Feels good to talk about this.
What did we gain by that? Couldn't we have talked to anybody about this? That seems strange. Crew morale is just how everyone's doing. How is everyone doing?
How do you think the crew is holding up?
I'm happy to share what I can without violating patient confidentiality.
Yeah, this is individual stuff, I think.
Anyone in particular?
Yeah.
I sort them in their files and my brain by species.
Sure. Just sort
Why
them
do you
out, I
sort them
guess.
that way?
Just easier for me to see patterns in behavior.
I guess so. Yeah, that makes sense. How do you feel about the humans?
How do you think the human crew members are handling things?
There's a lot of them.
Well, not all of them are important. How's Cora doing?
How's Cora doing?
She's processing. Your father was her mentor. She expected to follow in his footsteps, but he gave the role of pathfinder
Like an
to you.
idiot.
Just because she trusts his judgment doesn't mean she's not confused or hurt.
We didn't bother to actually write this into the script as well as we could have, so we're just going to have one character explain it on demand.
How's Liam?
A handful. Every time I patch him up, he breaks something new. Liam's "we can't lose" attitude is commendable, but I worry how he'll react when something
God, that's
does
so
go wrong.
Liam. It's so... We can't lose. Like, yes, we can, and we will, Liam.
Gil?
Gil likes to use humor as a defensive technique.
I know the feeling.
He'd rather bury himself in the Nomad than tackle emotions head on.
What emotions? He hasn't really displayed any, like, in the story so far.
Suvi okay?
And even from what I do know of the
He's
story going
remarkably
forward,
adaptive. I'm kind of jealous.
like, I don't really see Gil as being all that complex. And if he is burying himself, he's not avoiding anything necessarily. And Suvi's fine. She's doing great.
I'd like to
How are
check
the
for
not
non-human-
Nahumos? That sounded like a slur. Let's not do that anymore. The not
You
humos.
alright?
She's avoiding me. Probably thinks I'll poke her with a needle if she gets too close.
Will
To
you?
be fair, you're always giving me shots.
Not in the hallway.
Haha. How's Vetra? She's always
Tell me
fine.
about Vetra.
Vetra's used to having someone depend on her. I think
Like her
that's why
sister.
she's so resourceful and likes providing for other people. That being said, I think she could use a little me time.
So can Mercedes sometimes. How's Kalala?
How's our Solarian?
He's quite the gossip.
Ooh.
Tight-lipped about himself, though.
Yeah.
Is Drac good?
He's cool. I like Callow.
That old
Callow and Gil's
bastard's
dynamic's pretty
always
good.
good. I've never met anyone who can be so stubborn and so appreciative. Could
That's
you look out for him, Ryder?
That's a weird combination. But sure.
Don't worry, Lexi. I'll keep an eye on him.
Thank you. And maybe don't mention I asked.
Thanks
Okay,
for the
well
insight.
done.
I'll let you get back to it.
It feels weird. No one except Cora and Liam really listen to Ryder. PB's just here for the ride. Oh, there's the pie jack. I'm a moron. Maybe just, I don't know. Well, let's pet it.
Oops. Looks like our pie jack friend got out of his cage. He'll be
Yeah,
fine.
Cage. He looks actually
Cody,
much cuter than in the
The
original.
exercise will probably do him good.
Oh, this is what I'm talking about, though. Like, that's, again, like, that's too close. But this camera perspective on the Tempest is almost perfect. Also, we're such in Titan space that these details are much nicer. Also, like, seeing the pie jack this close is actually really cool. I get the feeling they were never... This is DLC. But I get the feeling they were really never designed in such a way that you're meant to actually look at them. So this is pretty cool. I like it.
Report from the Nexus.
I still have no idea
Population's
who
growing as
romance.
people wake up. Lots of hopefuls waiting for a home.
I don't really
Bradley
like
might
anybody in
want
this
the help he
game.
can take.
I like parts of them.
They'll be starting crops soon.
But, I thought I would really like Cora.
Can't tell if they have enough water or too much.
Isn't that your job? You
I
wanna
grew
grow
up on a
plants?
little cargo freighter. Only saw gardens in vids, but I always loved them. I daydreamed about planting a big rose garden when we got here and still imagine it sometimes. Roses in Helios.
That's cool. I'm not really into Cora. I was really into her in my first playthrough, but I'm not really feeling it. I get a lot of... Don't get me wrong, I don't mind when someone... And this is more personally speaking, and this is me kind of role-playing into the game a bit. But knowing Cora's character, she seems like she should be more experienced than she is and more knowledgeable than she is. Like, I get that she has the personality where she doesn't really fit in anywhere. But... And yeah, she is a romantic, and that's cute, and I like it. It's nice. It's an aspect of her character you don't necessarily expect when you think of how hard-ass she can be in all her rules. But then, like, we don't really get the sense that she's really that much of a hard-ass. It's not like Cassandra from Dragon Age Inquisition. Or Ashley in Mass Effect 1. Where, in just those games alone, we get the impression that these women, especially the women, I feel like it's a very specific type. It's not quite Ice Queen. Miranda's more the Ice Queen, but they edge on it. Where it's stoic woman, tough as nails, has soft side. With Cassandra, I feel like they overdid it. It borders more on, like, poking fun at Cassandra to embarrass her. And also Varric's there, so that's kind of his job. It's kind of cute, but I feel like they overdo it a bit with Cassandra. Ashley feels like it has, like, the most realistic... Is written the most realistic, where it's like... I think her exact quote is, just because I can drill you between the eyes at 100 yards doesn't mean I can't like the soft stuff. Or sensitive stuff. Because she loves poetry. And it's like, it's a weird combination of her personality that works. She's very like duty first and soldier first. But you can get her to open up to you because you're a Spectre. Well, because you're a commanding officer, but fraternization and all that, you kind of get around it because you're a Spectre. There's no rules against that here. And Cora only has a few moments where it's just like mission, mission, mission come first. Rules, rules, rules. But like, she's not hard up about it. She doesn't present much of a cold front except when your father dies. And that's more because she's hurt that he's dead, but also didn't pick her. So her being a romantic now, like coming off all sensitive afterwards, doesn't feel earned. The pacing doesn't feel very tight. But this is a bit of a tangent. So that makes me basically just say I don't like the way Cora's presented. Like, she has this whole background about training with Asari and adopting a more mature mindset and being around Asari and training with them and living with them and finding a place among them. I would think that character would just gain, and this is, not all Asari are bastions of wisdom, but the thinking is that, Cora might have come out of that with maybe a more Asari mindset, a more long-term mindset. But she doesn't. She's a human through and through. And there's no, like... I was really looking forward to a human with an Asari mindset. But it's just, we didn't really get that. So I'm going to say food first and flowers.
Let's get everyone fed before we start flower gardens.
Fair. but everyone around here has dreams. I didn't for a while. After I left the Asari Commandos...
Yeah.
Well, I
Her
didn't
mentor just said she
leave.
should leave.
My mentor, Nasira,
I never understood
said
that.
I should go.
Why?
The initiative would suit you better.
That doesn't make any
was all
sense.
she said. Being a huntress suited me fine, but she insisted.
I think part of, there's a novel that goes into Korra's backstory more. If it's not a novel, it's a comic. But I never understood what this was all about. Why would the initiative serve her better if she was happy being a huntress? And that's also the part of her she can't stop thinking of. I don't understand why the initiative is better for her unless the initiative is about being a dreamer. Because that's what it feels like Alex said. When the beginning says, like, oh, you're all dreamers. And I'm like, that's cool, but like a dreamer is a team of people does not make. Or at least not like on the surface dreamers. Everyone has dreams. But being a dreamer and having your head in the clouds constantly... See, that I could get. If her mentor said, you always have your head in the clouds, you never hear, I could see why, you always want something better, you're always thinking of something better, then maybe you should go. But that was still cold.
Wow.
But that's never really shown by that.
Side by side, and then she gives you the brush up?
It's never appeared like that.
It hurt. One big kick out of the nest. Still, that's familiar. When your biotics are honed into Huntress-grade weapons, people can be weird about it.
But she
The
didn't kick you
initiative
out because you were a biotic.
Better. Just didn't
Like,
see
you
how
would have fit in anywhere, it would have been there.
galaxy. I never
the
fit
Asari.
anywhere before. Then I met some jerk named Ryder. Talked about
He is a jerk.
traveling to Andromeda like he was teaching you how to see it.
What appealed?
What part of that vision made you want to take the plunge?
A civilization where everyone had a place, even AI, or an overpowered human biotic.
Is that what the
Your
initiative
father
was?
said, I get being different. Now imagine being welcome and making others like you welcome too.
But what?
When I was 13, I could warp a steel girder. He made me wonder, what if someone had told me that's okay?
That's a good point. But the initiative was about seeing new lands and exploring new parts of the galaxy, that like imagining a place that we could never imagine before outside the boundaries of our galaxy. When did it become a place about being okay with who we are and allowing us to be okay somewhere else? And don't get me wrong, that's a classic part of migrations. Like a lot of, especially coming to America and the New World, a lot of Puritans, aside from a lot of other things, wanted to feel like they could express their own beliefs personally and did so elsewhere. And that's a cool idea, but that's not the initiative. That's just how Alex sold it to her. That's how he sold it to her. But there's no sweeping thing about doing things that we didn't do in the old galaxy. That's actually a really cool idea. I wish we would have done more about it. And this story is actually kind of much cooler when you think about the struggle of biotics in the original trilogy. And personally, I think it would have been more worth it to stay and then make those changes in the galaxy. Like, if Korra had stayed and tried to change the world to make it better, like when Kaden says in one of those side quests to the biotic terrorists, it's like, hey, if you murder this guy who's in charge of politics for your people, you're never going to get anywhere. You need to compromise. You need to talk to them. I know they don't listen, but you need to, like, be more patient. You need to, like, look at me. I'm a biotic. I'm here to tell you that we can make a difference. I like this story of Korra's. It's just, I don't think it makes sense coming to Initiative. Coming to Andromeda.
The whole expedition might never have launched. Dad knew that.
He wouldn't be stalled by minor issues like credits or physics.
Yeah.
So I gave the initiative
Yeah,
my
minor
all.
issues.
Kept thinking of the niche I wanted. My rose garden. I thought I knew what I was going to be.
This is about not taking over as Pathfinder?
Didn't think it would still sting. Nasira, your father, even my parents. They leave, I'm left with
You need to find your own niche
nowhere
in
to
life.
stand.
These are both terrible answers. Because it isn't fair. But I'm not going to yell at her to move on. This is important. She needs to think about what this means to keep trying to listen to other people and come up with answers for yourself. In a world devoid of meaning, or where reality becomes meaningless, you have to construct your own meaning. That's what Korra has to do. And that's why I wished her backstory was more about her creating that meaning and then being rejected from Asari society. Because Asari, despite being very liberal and progressive and thinking and democratic, they are very stubborn and they're slow to make change. So a combination of a human and a sorry character trying to be innovative and trying to come up with new realities and new perspectives, I can see her getting kicked out. And that would have been really cool because like you get kicked out of human society for your biotic potential. And then you get kicked out of Asari society for your intellectual potential. So it's like, what do? You go to a new place and you be innovative in every sense of the word. That story makes sense to me, but that's not how it feels like it's being presented. So I'm gonna say none of this is fair.
I get that. We've all had a lot of disappointments.
Yeah, I didn't want to be Pathfinder.
You're doing well. For having no training, being your second.
I'd rather pretend you were still in charge.
And if that remnant tech pays off, maybe someday I'll have roses too.
Okay. I don't like roses as symbolism for her new life.
Back again?
Oh, sorry, Ark, anything?
How's the search for the Asari Ark going?
The Lucinia? Checking every comm that's coming in. Nothing concrete yet.
Nothing yet. Yeah, she's our link to the Asari Ark. I think we just find it at some point, though.
I'll be here.
Do we just find it? There's something that happens. It's been so long since I played this game. I played it twice, but it's been so long. We don't have this character yet. There's one more character to get in the story. I think the next plot point. Let's go downstairs. Actually, let's go to engine room. Let's go there. I like that Bijak. He's so cute. I mean, I got the DLC for the hoodie. Man, I'm gonna be really disappointed when I get to Mass Effect 3 and I don't have that hoodie. I don't know what I'm gonna do with myself. I'll pay $60 for a new copy that has it.
Feels like
Our new copies has been 5 years.
Poking and hoping.
As long as it helps us to live here, I don't care how the vault's
Hey, Vetra.
doing it.
He'd be somewhere here.
I
Or
prefer
over the
taking
comms.
more exposed bolts. If you can't open it, you don't own it.
You could probably open it. You just can't see it. You don't understand it as openable. Hey, Gil, how are you? Hey, Gil, how the fuck are you?
No chat. What's up?
I don't know. Are we friends?
What's your social circle like?
I'm good for a laugh, so I know lots of people, but I don't let too many in.
I get that.
My
I can
one
relate to
true
Gil with
friend
that.
is stationed on the Nexus. She's the only piece of the Milky Way I brought with me. The more you and I get to know each other, the more you'll probably
Cool.
hear about her.
What do you think about the
Seems like
crew?
we have a good group here.
Stop
Well,
dancing.
Veteran and Suvi are my girls. Get along well. Lots of mutual respect.
Yeah, they are cool.
Amy's a
They're
real
tight.
Spark plug. I like her, but she's exhausting.
I call her
She's my kind
entertaining.
of guy. Brash. Takes no shit. As
Mhm.
far
Who do
as
you
your
not like?
Hyperion peeps go, the Doc's kind of nosy. Liam's good for a laugh or two. Cora, she's a bit by the book for me.
I guess so. I don't know what to say here. Do we need her by the book? What, you know what? No, I would like to see that book. I would like very much to see that book. Hold on, fix the mic. There you go. I would like to see that book. And I would like to see her off book. So none of these are what I want.
Need somebody to keep the zoo in check.
Zoo? You calling me an animal rider? Ooh, can I be a mongoose? They're like cool cobra killers. No, wait, how about a crow? Smart, irreverent, obnoxious. That's it.
I'll take your word for it.
Hey, he's a pretty funny personality. I'll say fun
Callum.
personality.
He's a pilot.
Which means
He flies the ship.
Yeah,
we're
I
leaving
like
it at
that.
that then?
Does a Pathfinder know what to do with a dead end?
No?
Good talking to you, Gil.
Anytime.
Gil. When you swim in my oceans, Gil. Touch my oceans, Gil. Gil is gay, in fact. I think he's just gay, not bi. He actually kind of reminds. I mean, he doesn't remind me of Steve, but he has like the same role in the ship as Steve from Mass Effect 3, who was a pretty cool character. Romancing him is kind of funny though.
Terraforming,
weird way.
Atmo processors, gravity wells, life-destroying
This is a talkie
water
episode,
bubbles. We really had no idea what Helios was about, did we?
Some intel is classified. I don't believe that, because I'm the Pathfinder. Tell me everything. And I guess that's why it's an adventure. Stop dancing.
If we knew what it was all about, it wouldn't be an adventure. It would just be moving. And everyone hates
And then we
moving.
die.
Just the packing alone. Ugh.
Point
See,
taken.
some parts of Ryder's human.
Just saying.
Yeah, it's fine. I like it.
I really hope you have a plan, Ryder.
I find a home. This spot here is mine. It's hard to roleplay. Man, Deus Ex did this the best, where it had the paraphrases, and then when you highlighted a section, it would widen out the dialogue so you could see, like, oh, this is the full phrase of what I'm saying. I just appreciated it. Find a home, I guess.
The plan's the same. We find a home. Whatever that takes.
Keep that drive. Makes me...
I'm gonna move the mic a little bit. It's gonna make some
I mean,
noise,
we have
probably.
to
Hold
make
on.
it. The alternative is not even worth thinking about.
There we go. You saw the Uprising?
You were on the Nexus?
I like Vetra, but I think I mentioned this
People,
before.
Golden World,
And I definitely mentioned it in the blog, I think.
and a death cloud. They ride.
It's like Vetra doesn't have a lot of substance. Like Lexi was right in that she doesn't have me time, but in terms of her writing, it doesn't ever feel like she has me
Some days I
time.
wondered if the
Like I don't get to see ever who Vetra
talked
is.
into coming here.
She's always just worrying about doing something, getting something, helping her sister.
Thing about conning people, you always know something they don't. And that's why the con works. And if I'm going to pick a side, I'm picking the liars.
You're picking the liars. So you said you'd pick the bad guys on purpose. So back channels?
You
What
talked
are
about
those?
your back channels. What did you mean?
Coco's
We
coming up the
brought a
stairs.
lot from home. Some of it marked initiative, some of it in personal caches. Most things you want, someone's got. You just have to figure out who, and what they're willing to take in exchange.
It can't be that simple.
Oh, but it is. Most things are simple once you know the trick to them.
All right, bye.
You probably have work to do. We can chat later.
You know
Oh,
where to
there's
find
Coco.
me.
Hold on, guys. Let me grab the dog. She's waiting outside the door. Doggy. Hello. Welcome. Welcome to the retrospective part 10, Coco. Wait, no. Careful. No, the wires, Coco. The wires, though. You have to walk around the bed. There you go. Now stay away from my things. Bless you, though. I love you. Stay away from my things. That's fine. You can sit on my hat. And those pants over there. That's fine. You can sit on both of them. And bless you again. Now stay. Alright. Hey, guys. Hey, Liam. How you doing? It's hot. I hate that thing on your arm. It looks dumb.
Prodromos. Sounds good, doesn't it?
Not really.
Started Pathfinder. A new life. That is goddamn brilliant.
I'm interested in you. My skill as Pathfinder.
Just wondering what you think of how I'm doing at the job.
I'm committed to the initiative. You're Pathfinder. It's as simple as it gets.
That told me nothing. How am I doing? Well, I like this job, and you're my boss. That didn't tell me anything, man.
We barely covered how you joined. Tell me something about yourself.
All
I
right.
like pants.
I was a bad student, piss poor cop, great responder. Had a good life, but it all been done. I wasn't looking to
did
start
everything.
over. I wanted to start big.
I don't care about your career.
Tell me about your family.
I miss the hell out of them. Some nights you just cry, right? That's the thing everyone does.
What the fuck are you talking
Dad,
about?
Calvin, both lawyers. Met on the Citadel, settled on Earth. No brothers or sisters. That might have been too much to leave. It was traditional. How about you?
Sadly, non-traditional.
Life with my family was not typical, on a number of fronts.
You make do though, right? Family has to. I know mine did. I said goodbye to
I love role-playing this writer as, like, fuck him. Fuck dad. Hated him. I'm glad he's dead. Oh, God.
We'll talk later.
I love that. I love playing role-playing writer that way. But then that makes me think, does that make him a spoiled brat? Or am I just blacklisted into being, like, in a terrible position back in the Milky Way? And like, oh, this is my chance. I'm joffering my way to this position. Or no, it's not that, because I don't want the position. I'm Samuel Tarley. I'm Sam. I'm like, I don't want to be here. I don't want to be in charge. My father was the worst. There's some stuff here sometimes. Not anymore. It should be some, they update sometimes the log stuff here. Crew info board. Coffee mug. Hey, found a mug, says Cora. Magnetized base. You left it sideways stuck to a bulkhead. That's mine. I just put it down when my hands were full. Suvi. Next time maybe empty it first. Who stuck it sideways when it was full? Why would you do that? God, Suvi. I finished the paperwork assignment for the Nexus. Had to fudge a few details, but you're both officially members of the Pathfinder team. Welcome. Drac, check in publicly about what I said. Relax. The best headbutt is always one you don't see coming. I'll keep that in mind. No, so don't headbutt people. And I had to fudge some weird details, but you're on the team, both of you. I like that, actually. I like that Cora had to, like, go through the effort of, like, yeah, I had to lie to get you on the team because who the fuck are you people? I like that, actually. That's a cool detail.
Don't give the Pathfinder too much trouble. Oh, Rushan.
Who are you talking to?
Cash.
Kesh, Nexus Superintendent, thinks she can boss me around just because she's my granddaughter.
I would rather not have trouble. You know?
I like the no trouble plan. How about we stick with that?
Kesh said not too much trouble, kid. Not no trouble. You can't make sure some trouble's always coming for you.
I guess that's true.
That's not reassuring.
Life out here ain't reassuring. You'll get used to it.
Is that all you brought?
You travel lean when supplies are tight and you're on your own.
I see. I see. You know, it's hard to be on your own.
Leaving the Nexus can't have been an easy choice.
It was, actually.
It was easy. I'd do it again right now if I could.
After the mutiny happened, it was either buckle under Tan's rules or start our own colony. Easy choice. Bad consequences all around.
I get that. No real good answer there.
Not all Krogan.
Tana's the fucking
Your
worst.
granddaughter stayed.
Good thing she did. Without my Rushan, you wouldn't have had much of a station to tie your ship to.
Kesh is like the most competent
That's
member
me.
of the team. I swear I saw somewhere you could make her like an important position at the end of the game.
For one.
But like I don't know what the criteria is for it. I remember it being something. But like I thought I saw it somewhere, but I might have to look it up before the end of the game. But I understand why you left.
Your people come first.
Keeping Kesh and our colony safe.
I get that. They fucked you.
My top priority. That's why I'm happy to tag along, help make this galaxy a little more hospitable.
Can't argue with that.
I wonder if I'll get to do a Krogan voice one day. Nakmor Kesh. Nakmor Drac. Clan Nakmor. You got bones on your head.
Ryder, you meet Spender yet? Colonial Affairs, the ass.
I don't think I've
assistant
actually met him
director.
in the game.
Got no idea why Addison.
I think he walks around the station where
Spender lied to
Addison
the
is.
Krogan during the uprising, and he's headed out for Kesh ever since. He's up to something. I just can't prove it. We should pay him a visit on the Nexus.
Okay. What does Drac have to say about Sam?
Did Lexi brief you on Sam and squad connectivity?
Oh, because it's part of the squad now.
You want to hook that thing up to my comm, sure, but that's where it stops. Putting an AI in your head, giving it access to everything like that, it's begging for trouble.
Tell me why.
Why do you say that?
I've seen what bots can do when they turn on their creators.
Geth?
Been in some of those fights. There's a reason that kind of research was outlawed.
I get that.
I was dismissed from the Alliance when news of what my dad was researching got out.
No shit. Ruined the Ryder name.
You know it.
Bet.
High five. Almost, yeah. Well, yeah, tell me about it.
I'm not thrilled about it myself, but it is what it is.
Just make sure it can't unshackle itself. There'll be hell to pay if that happens.
Cool. I wish there was an actual relationship meter with Sam. Like, and because he's always listening, it always goes up and down. Ah, such a missed opportunity. Like, don't get me wrong, Mass Effect compared to Dragon Age hasn't really had a relationship meter, but it would have been interesting to have, honestly. Even if it's not a meter, just like a progression of a certain relationship you have, like EDI. Like, you can make EDI a certain type of way, or, you know, Paragon or Renegade, kind of. Tell me about
I'd like to
you,
know more
Drac.
about you.
Stop Dracking.
Fire away.
How did you and Vetra meet?
Huh, that's right. Your father brought you into the project pretty late, didn't he?
In my head, I roleplay it that, like, he came to me pretty early, but I told him to go fuck
You
himself.
could say that.
You make do with what you get. Anyway, I met Vetra back when we were building the Nexus. She swiped supplies I was trying to get for Kesh right under my nose. I tried to intimidate her into turning them over to me, and let me tell you, that Turian takes shit from no one.
I believe you. I need a
I
new
have no
controller.
problems believing that.
Yeah, she told me off good. But here's the best part. She waited until I saw her again in Kesh's office, no less, to tell me she'd been working for
Why?
Kesh all along.
Why even fight about it
They're
then?
both still laughing at me over that.
Why? Why would guys? I would have killed her. Why didn't you just tell
Tell
me?
me more about the Krogan colony.
That's silly.
My clan's there. We also got some scouts looking for any unclaimed territory.
You guys are getting the work done.
Got a decent setup going. Self-sustainable, the works. Even some farming.
And because you're Krogans, nearly any planet will do.
Food's food. Just because we can eat anything doesn't mean we gotta settle for scraps. I'm
like
pretty
that.
fond of corkrow roots myself. Takes a while to chew through those.
And I believe this is like different, like random things he can tell you
So
about
about all
combat,
this
but I don't think
combat
any of it
experience
actually
you
helps
have.
in combat.
I'd love some details.
It would have been cool if he told you like actual weak
The
points.
list will be shorter if you ask me what I've been doing this for a long...
Yeah.
Don't even know.
Skill?
You need luck to be a merc and a really hard head.
I have more questions. I have no questions anymore.
We can talk more later.
We'll talk more about this
Sure.
later, maybe.
Hey, one last thing.
Huh?
Yeah?
I mean, yeah.
I don't love being called kid.
I'll try to stop doing that. Can't promise I won't slip.
I don't mind being called kid in real life, but I'm gonna take a hard stance here. Find Spender on the Nexus. That is a quest that takes forever. I don't know how I feel about quests in this game that keep locking and unlocking like that. Because there's quite a few of them. Oh geez, hold on. Dr. Adriana. Okay. Well, Sam can read this. So. The brothers McCoy. My brother Dash is my best friend. I call my brother's baby my baby. His name, baby brother, baby. Okay. Yeah, that's the guy whose things I found. Right? Uh-huh. I forgot Coco was here. So she compares architecture in the Remnant to Asari. It's like it kind of feels the same in a certain way. But she's like, I don't know if we'll ever find out what the builders did. That's okay, I guess. Tempest hacks. Callow, please report. Tempest operating peak efficiency. Share a few secret shipboard hacks. To open the debug command menu. You can use a coffee dispenser an unlimited number of times. Apparently there's a limited number of times. Water temperature. Ooh. Puts your clothing ahead of everyone else's in the auto laundry cycle. Oh, that's actually cute. I like that. Jump wash queue. Oh, God. Metro told me what happened to your dad. I've lost a lot of people over the years. Figure you see steering up or at least distraction. This usually helps me. 37 images of various rifles and shotguns. 2 are duplicate images. Many are low res or watermarked. That's so dumb. It's kind of cute, but it's really dumb. Given the high impact cardio of your exercise routine, recommend spending 5 to 10 minutes a day stretching to open your hips, relieve tightness in your lower back. I should do that. Here's some poses. Okay, thank you, I guess. Hey, Ryder. Hope it's okay that I'm keeping this data core in my room, the escape pod. I just really like to ponder things before bed. The best ideas come to me while I'm half asleep. I get that. Also, I saw it first. Anyway, we know for sure it's got some sort of data. The trick is how to get it. I'll keep you updated. That was probably the most useful email I've had all day.
Hello, Ryder.
What's up, dude?
EOS has been a lesson in contrast. Alec Ryder rarely endured doubt. His accomplishments were taken for granted. But you succeeded on EOS, despite doubt and fear. Emotionally,
Whoa.
the difference is like catching a ball versus catching a star. You have grown as a result, and so have I.
Interesting. That's interesting. So because I experienced more doubt and fear than my father did, like, I experienced more emotional tension and I learned to grow from it rather than just, like, feeling nothing or indifferent to change or success. That's cool. I like that. Sarah.
What was Dad's take on me and Sarah?
He believed your family trials brought you closer together.
He's just a little ball.
And hoped that would endure. It appears that hope was well founded.
I guess so. I don't really know her that much. Humor is like he'll tell you jokes.
Nothing more.
All right, let's round off this part with PB. PB. Where is it? Excuse me. Hey, Calla, we'll talk to you next. Don't worry.
You're setting up in here, huh?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
textures,
going
thank
through
you.
what we got out of that vault. If I
That
can
little
crack
thing there.
this data storage box, it'll help with a personal project back on the Nexus. This is a nice, out-of-the-way place where I can tinker, and I can sleep anywhere.
Why you look like a raccoon?
Homey, but I like that about it. Not really looking for a home. Oh, but I will help you find everyone a home. While I'm with you, at least.
Can you tell that I am a loner? Can you tell? Must I put perhaps more raccoon things on me, like a tail? Or a trash can? This room kind of looks like a trash can. Slow down, Jesus.
Does your brain ever take a breath?
Sorry, not really. Even my dreams are in time-lapse. I get it.
Don't know what that means.
You want to know who's on your ship, so you're here to figure out what makes me tick.
Kind
Something
of,
like
yeah.
that? Sure.
Well, I was born in a log cabin on rural Haitiana to simple but loving parents, just trying to... I
Yeah,
look
PB goes a mile a
not
minute.
back, writer. Why snooze through my life story? Get to know
don't
me
know.
out in the field while we're uncovering the mysteries of this.
I mean,
dike.
this is actually the only place we can have dialogue.
Got tired of yawning back home.
Like, this is the only place we could actually have dialogue. So I can't do this in the rest of the world, actually. I will say, like, I want to take this playthrough to kind of better examine PB, because so much of her defies examination. Like you just said, like, I don't want to go through my backstory. Just get some, just let's do it. Kind of reminds me of Morgan in Dragon Age 1 and Sarah in Inquisition, where Sarah talked a mile a minute, saying nonsense to confuse you on purpose, so she doesn't, like, reveal anything about herself. But PB sounds smarter than Sarah, because Sarah's very common. Like, she's very, like, down with the common folk. PB's, like, studious. But like, crazy mad scientist studious. I don't know. And PB always intrigued me, at least a little bit.
Tackling complete strangers in the Milky Way wasn't doing it for you?
I think tackling you anywhere would be fun. Did I say that out loud? Life won't be boring with you around. I may never...
I think I'm going to end up romancing PB. She's the most, like, just kind of like, I feel like I'm actually talking to a person. Weird as that is to say. Life won't be boring with you. I may never yawn again. So you came because you were bored?
You left everything and everyone you knew because you were bored?
No.
Bored.
I came with someone I knew. Then she got bored with me. Ryder, the Milky Way was so... been there, done that. Even
I
if
guess, but we're going back to the same thing where, like,
if there's
a
one
large
thing you
percent
know
of the
about
Milky
me,
Way was
that I
unexplored.
live for the unknown, for the never been done.
I don't buy it.
That's just the one thing you want me to know about you.
Let's start with that then. Buy me a drink sometime. Who knows what will spill out of my mouth. Tell you what, I need remnant scrap. Remtech, I call it. For projects like the one I mentioned, which you're gonna love, by the by. Promise to bring me what you scrounge, and I'll submit to all your questions.
Remtech, huh? You got it.
Which actually sounds useful. So she's like, I'll tell you more about my personal life if you bring me more important technology that we need to figure out Andromeda. Which, see, it sets up a really nice back and forth. It reminds me of Liara a little bit. Like, Liara never like, oh, say, hey, you'll get more backstory from me if you go through the story. Which is kind of a cute way of doing it. But Liara's progression as a character was always very tied to the plot at hand. What are you holding? Are you just, look, what are you doing? Well, let's actually talk to you now.
You again. Want to hear more about my childhood log cabin?
But that's also what I mean is PB sounds very human. Like, if you had described the characters to me, I would think Korra is the Asari, young and inexperienced, kind of like Liara was, new to the world and very floaty and dreamy, whereas PB is the more like shorter lifespan human who's just craving innovation and is super bored all the time. Like I would think it's backwards. So what you doing?
You really won't tell me what you're working on.
That's right. Next question.
I don't know. How do you feel about anybody?
So how do you like the team?
Interesting
Oh,
bunch.
here we go.
I get a good feeling from Vetra. Not your typical military-minded Turian. Liam seems a lively one. I expect he'll surprise me. Drek is, well, old. Wonder if he can still learn new tricks.
What about...
Gil smacks of complication. Might take some unraveling. Callow and Suvi seem busy. I hope they aren't all work, work, work. Who's left?
Work.
Well, there's...
Oh, right, Cora. What's her deal? Is she as prim and proper as she comes across?
Oh, is it my turn to talk?
Sorry. Yeah, I should work on my...
She was waiting for me to ask her
You might
about
find that
everybody.
people reveal themselves more freely if you give them a chance. Cora included.
Really good at...
Man, male writer is
Also
so
Lexi,
handsome.
our doctor. She's an Asari.
Oh, I'll get around to her. All in all, seems like a decent bunch.
Okay, cool.
You mentioned you came to Andromeda with someone?
Nothing
This is
gets
usually the
done.
romance question with
Guess
everybody.
that's why you're the Pathfinder. Just a friend. Now she's not even that. It's better to venture into the unknown without restraints or entanglements, don't you think?
I get that, but it sounds lonely.
I don't know. Don't friends and loved ones make all the effort worthwhile?
I've always been self-motivated. Don't need much more than curiosity to drive me forward.
Fair enough. I actually do want to ask about... No, I need to ask about both of these. Because I forget, like... I think this is, like, her relationship to the Nexus. Like, how did you get off? How did you... kind of want to know that. But also, I feel like the Remnant's kind of
Drew you
important.
to the Remnant.
Are you kidding? It's evidence of a sophisticated species.
Yeah, it's the big new thing. And you want in
There's
on
so
it.
much to discover. I want to be the first to figure them out. And the
Cool, you
tech,
probably will be.
it's on a different scale.
Since you're on this
If
ship.
we can appropriate it, who knows what advances we'll make.
What was
Cultural
it like for you at
appropriation.
Nexus?
Well, I wasn't supposed to be woken up yet. That ex-friend I mentioned, my accomplice,
Yeah, PB doesn't seem like the type to actually be invited to the
So I
initiative.
kinda lived off
She's
the
kind
grid.
of, like, stowed away
snuck
on.
around, bullshitted my way onto excursions off station. After I found my first remnant ruin, I started,
When
following shuttles.
the Nexus is half dying and doesn't have enough power to do anything, how can you afford to
Even
do
missed
that?
most of the revolt.
Oh, I forgot there's an extra thing here. Yeah, she wasn't even there when the revolt happened. But let's flirt.
What does someone have to do to get you to flirt with them?
Not much at all. But I get a little extra jolt when I'm matched wink for wink. So just be yourself and the flirt.
I don't like that line. That last one. The flirts will flow.
You're off the hook, PB.
Romance me
Good luck
now.
with your project.
Thanks. Don't be a stranger.
Stranger danger. Girls love it when you just yell that at them. About stranger danger.
Hello, Gil. When are you cleaning up that repair on the sensor console?
Oh, I love these.
It's a redesign.
A redesign? Without a trained crew?
I'm trained and it's working great. Don't be so uptight.
Everything okay?
Oh, fine. Fine. Don't worry about it.
One's a grump, one's not so grump. Callow and Gil. Are you through your chair? God damn it, man. Really? I leave you for 2 seconds. You can't handle your
What can
candle.
I do for you?
What are you two doing?
I couldn't help overhearing you and Gil. It sounded pretty
I
heated.
don't like the lighting with the
He
blue
likes
here. It's always bad.
redesigning things, but the ship was built this way for a reason. I wish Gil would respect that. It's nothing to concern yourself about, really.
For now, at least. Your opinions.
What do you think of the rest of the crew?
Well, I can't talk about Suvi. She's sitting right there.
I'm not listening. You can say whatever you like.
Oh, that's sweet,
Oh
actually.
no, I'm not falling for that again.
That's funny.
I'll let you concentrate.
You know where I'll be.
Sliding through my chair, right? There you go. That's better. That's much better. Hey, Suvi. What's up?
Scans of the Scourge. All that
That
dark
Scourge.
energy twisting and turning on
Twisting
itself.
and turning on itself.
It's splendid.
Yeah, it's cool. It's also really fucked up. Probably could kill us in like 2 seconds, but it's cool looking.
I suppose it is a rather darkly beautiful phenomenon.
Darkly beautiful. I like that.
It's okay. Not his
Helios
best
is
work.
incredible, isn't it? Not just constructs like the Scourge and the Remnant Vaults. Just all of it. So alien. A constant reminder of the divine intelligence behind all creation.
Cool, like God.
You mean a god?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, the God
I believe in a
discussion.
higher power. I know it's a little odd,
Not really.
but I am a scientist because science brings...
Actually, a good deal of
something
science is
greater
actually
than
believe in
myself.
God. It's not really anything that like... This is fucked up, by the way. That this is my only option. It's just like, yeah, you know, Suvi, I feel it too. It's one of those things that you just know. And it's just like, fuck you, no. Like, that's really mean. Like, why are these my two options? Like, at least with Ashley in Mass Effect 1, I feel like... Don't get me wrong, I still like Suvi. But, like, Ashley, I feel like when you talked about religion with her, it was a much more, like... You had so many more options. There was the negative option. There was the positive I agree option. And then there was an option that was just like... Hey, Ashley, believe whatever you want to believe. I'm not going to think you're weird or anything like that. And I think his line is even actually, well, either Shepard's line is you're allowed to practice and preach whatever, practice whatever religion you feel the right to express. Says so right there in the Alliance handbook. Like, I like that. I mean, I do feel like there's something greater than myself. So I'll roleplay that because I really don't want to say this.
There's something about coming face to face with something wondrous that makes you want to believe.
Wow. It's wonderful to meet someone who understands. I've had to justify myself so often. As if having faith in the divine invalidated my work as a scientist.
This feels like a very, like,
as if
naive
the
outlook on how
sacred
scientists
could be
feel.
diminished by the search for truth.
Yeah, you don't have to justify it. You do you, girl.
I wasn't questioning
This
your
team
ability.
means diversity.
You never have to justify yourself to me.
Thank you. I appreciate you saying that, truly. Now I should probably update the rest of the team with my latest reports. We'll talk later.
We will talk later, probably. But we did it. Chloe, Simo. Did I get any new emails? I know I just checked them. God, it looks the same. It in fact is identical. Hold on. Look at that. Big circle, little things at the bottom. Big circle, little things at the... Yeah, that's the same. Why is this email and that's not? Looks the same to me. In fact, you just stand here. She just emailed me 5 minutes. I'm so glad for our chat earlier. I've had to defend what I believe so often, and I have to admit I'm a little tired of it. Whenever I meet someone who feels the same or just understands, I really appreciate it, so thank you. That's a nice little email she sent me. You're welcome. Archive delete. Anyways, this was a very talky episode. I feel like we had to have it coming a while. So we'll be back on the next part, and we'll... Hold on. Let me just check the journal. What are we doing? No, not that. Damn it. Search for memory triggers. Yeah. We're going to go talk to Spender on the Nexus. We're probably going to go back to the Nexus. There's a couple things to do. Yeah, Dr. Adriana, the firefighters. This one I think is actually important. Confront Nilk. We have to go back and do that. Okay. This is just completed stuff. Yeah, so I guess we're going back to the Nexus for now. I think we have that spot to go investigate the Vault network. So we'll work on that eventually. For now, though, I'll see you guys on the next part. We'll either be on the Nexus or a cutscene will happen when I open this up. So I will see you then. Football feet.